Welcome. I was taking a while to let the camera adjust because one of the classes that I did in the last 2 weeks came out really poorly. The audio was off and the timing was off. So I'm hoping that I waited long enough for it to sync up. So here we are. It's Seek and You Will Find. And if you want to ask me a question that I'll answer in the form of a healing for you, go ahead and address the question to admin. And then that way it's done anonymously and only I will be able to read the question. So that's what we have tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and set the energy for Seek and You Will Find with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. Okay. All right. Just saying hello to the energy of the sanctuary. It's a yellow gold tonight. And I got a couple of requests on my phone, so I'm going to read one of them first because I thought it would be a really good healing for everybody. Can you help to open up my receiving channels and the guidance for the action steps I need to take to receive? I feel like I'm still giving a lot, pumping a lot of energy out into the world, and not much is flowing back to me yet in physical form. But I feel like it's so close to flowing back to me. I just want to make sure my hands are wide open to receive. Okay, I love this request. I'm going to work on everybody's receiving channels. So let's take a look at that. The first layer blocking the receiving channels is that of competition. And it's like a pearl gray with a little bit of blue in it. To the person that requested this, what I see in your particular space is a lot of disappointments from things that you've tried to make work in the past that haven't worked. So I'm going to clear that out, not only of your space, but also of everybody in the sanctuaries, disappointments. And that's a very dry, crunchy energy, dark. And then something I haven't talked about very much lately, but it's important, is snake energy. Now, excuse me, for those of you that are unfamiliar with snakes, they are low-level beings. They're not the snakes that you see in the reptile zoo. We just call them snakes, but they are beings that vibrate at competition, control, and destroy energies. And they really don't know anything other than that. They don't really have a way to evolve. So when we find them, we just get rid of them. And I'm going to do some erasing on the energy of snakes, trying to control your receiving doorways. Boy, that makes such a difference. All of a sudden, some like really fun party-like energy could get through. Okay. Now what I'm doing is going around and opening all the doorways for receiving. And I'm also placing you, and this also goes to the person who requested this, right in the center of the receiving room so that you're not like at the edge of the room grabbing for things or trying to reach outside of your space. You want to be right in the center of the room where everything can come to you. Because when we do mock-ups and we send that mock-up out into the center of the universe puts it all together for us and brings it right back to us. So when our actual mock-up comes to us, we don't have to be out there hunting it down. It's going to come right to us. Okay, so now I can see energy coming through the doorways into the receiving room, and that's good. That's what we want. And there's a lot of really beautiful gold. I see some orange gold and some yellow gold. So that space is really high vibration. Okay, I'm going to fill everybody in, and I love that request. Thank you so much for that. Okay. All right. The next request is, can I please have a healing for my tailbone? Yes. A lot of inflammation on that. There is a pain picture lit up right on the very end of the tailbone. Let me see if I can ground that. Yeah, that's starting to move. So some dark energy and some ochre, ochre colored energy is coming off of your tailbone. And that ochre colored energy is very gooey and thick. Okay, that's starting to break up. That picture is very stubborn. I haven't been able to get the picture to leave completely. I've grounded it and decharged it. So I suspect that you'll be clearing that picture probably tonight when you sleep. You know, you might just need to get out of the body a little bit for a few minutes in order to clear it. It's a lot easier to clear a pain picture when you're not in that pain or in the body. So we do a lot of our work at night when we're sleeping. So that would be my suggestion, is that you probably clear it tonight. So let me fill in your tailbone with some gold. Got rid of the inflammation though. Okay. So the tailbone has been filled in with lots of gold, and I hope that helps you. And thank you for that request. And now I'm going to go to the next one. I have gone a long time without my period, around 50 days, and have had hot flashes. I may be going through early perimenopause. Can you help with anything regarding balancing my hormones? Well, I can listen to them and kind of see where they're at. So they are starting to change. Like instead of it being a consistent pump of hormones coming out, there's pockets and it sputters and the flow is changing. So the consistency with which you get your hormones is changing. So I can try to ground that and see if we can smooth that out a little bit. There's a lot of dark gray coming out. And some of that's really old energy. And what's interesting is some of it even looks like energy from around the time you started your menses, like way back in your teen years. Okay, that's starting to ground. I wonder if you've also been feeling tired, because when I look at this, the energy of you being tired and not really having full access to your creative energy is being shown to me. So one of the things I'm going to do for everybody as part of this request is, well, not everybody, not the spirits in male bodies, but the spirits in female bodies are going to get a female healing. Yeah, I'm working on the connections between the pituitary and the genetic entity. And then there's another connection between the genetic entity and the ovaries. And then I'm grounding the female creative energy. We're going to get that flowing up the front of the body. To the person who requested this, your female energy is so pretty. It's a sparkling blue today. And then I'm just looping that female creative energy into the chakras for all females. Okay. Well, I hope that helps to the person who requested this. And everything looks a lot smoother in your space right now. It sounds smoother. So, okay, try that out and let me know, please, how that works. Okay, and thank you for that request. I'm gonna fill everybody in with a big gold sun. Okay. I have another one here. Both my son and I have been working to manifest wealth and prosperity, mainly so we can afford to keep our house and pay off bills and debts. A major payoff is due in the spring. He has taken on an extraordinary amount of responsibility. I feel blocked and unsure in moving forward with my ideas and plans. Can you help clear the path to make it easier for us to be able to keep our home and create the financial prosperity we are seeking? Yes, I'll work on that. Your son may be taking on more responsibility, but I also have to say he's very committed and has a good, strong mock up for to keep the house, and his energy is very strong on that front. I'm clearing out all the naysayers, the people who would love to see you fail and almost garner glee from watching others fail, and I'm cleaning that out. I have to check something. Okay, in spring. Okay, what I'm doing now is working with you and a timeline, which is why I had to look at it again to see when the payment was due, and it's due in spring. So we want to ground that. And I'm going to put ease in the path leading up to that payment. And that path is opening up to a really pretty clear blue, like crystal clear blue with yellow gold at the end. Okay, that looks very good. Um, yeah, like I said, your son is very committed to helping, and I see that as a positive thing. I'm going to fill both of you in with gold now. All right. Thank you for that request. Okay. Um, I have been having issues with my eyes on and off over the past several months, itchy, dry, and red. It's limited my ability to wear contacts. I think it's an environmental thing because when I travel, it's much better. What do you see? Can I get a healing? Um, I agree. It looks environmental. Um, but it looks more like um, toxins of some sort rather than like plants or, allergies or anything like that. I'm just working on grounding your eyes right now. Also, cleaning out the space where all of your senses get recorded. That looks kind of grainy in there to me, and that some of the problem might have to do with that. Okay. Um, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit. Okay. So I cleaned out that space in the brain where all the senses get recorded. And that seemed to help clean that space out a bit. I don't know if that's going to help, but I did what I could do. So let me know. I'm would like to know if that helped at all. And thank you for that request. Let me go ahead and fill your eyes in with some gold. Okay, there you go. Thank you for that. All right. The next one is my dad, Randy, just had a tendon reattachment surgery in his hand. He is in absolute terrible pain and feels sick from the pain. Can I get a healing for my dad and his recovery? Sure. And thanks for providing the name. I appreciate that. You know, it almost looks like your dad didn't like his body didn't do well with the surgery. Like to me, it looks like his body is having a tough time. recovering from the surgery. So I'm grounding what I'm looking at. Yeah, as I work on it, I mean, remember, I'm just looking at energy. So I'm not a doctor. But what it looks like to me is that there was a little bit of a reaction to the surgery, like that his body had a bit of a reaction. So I'm just trying to calm that down. Okay. Got that grounded. I'm going to start filling him in with some gold. Okay. I'm actually going to keep your dad grounded in in the sanctuary for the rest of tonight. Kind of keep an eye on him and hope that that continues to drain. All right. I'm filling him in. All right. Thank you for that request. I hope that helps him. Okay. Can you give me a healing on my relationship and bring in the energy of understanding? Yes. There's a lot of energy in the relationship space, not just about understanding, but about being heard. Like, I see the energy of feeling unheard. So I'm grounding that. Then there's some brown, crunchy energy between you guys and being able to understand each other. Oh, good. That's starting to go. Yeah, you know what's great is there's so much love in the relationship that just clearing some of this, little foreign energy that gets in the way, it's just opening that space up to all that love that's there anyway. So Supreme Being came in and gave you both a healing on being able to listen to each other, to be able to hear each other. And then the other thing that Supreme Being is doing is clearing your parents, each of you in your parents' pictures, um, like their relationship pictures out of your space so that there's like a clearer space for the two of you to communicate in. You know how when you get in a relationship, you just, without even knowing, you bring a lot of your parents' pictures into that space. And that's actually when a lot of things go awry because you're not operating off of your own pictures. And so Supreme Being came in and is clearing that right now. Okay, good. So that relationship space is full of yellow gold now. The tail end of that brown crunchy stuff is coming out. And I'm going to fill you guys in with the big gold sun. And I like that request so much. I'm going to give everybody a relationship healing right now. Let me just say hello to that space. And the first energy that I see that I want to address in the relationship space is the feeling of inadequacy, not believing that you are enough for that other person or to have a partner to be in a romantic relationship. So it's a fourth chakra, a heart chakra picture about not being worthy. And if you have that picture, your chest might hurt a little right now as I'm working on it because there's a lot of pain in that picture of feeling unworthy. Good. Okay, got the picture. Now what I'm going to do is get that self-affinity spinning in that heart chakra. Good. So the outermost ring of the heart chakra spins at certainty, and then you go in one more ring, and it's self-affinity. So I'm just getting that chakra balanced right now. And I was just sitting here thinking, there's kids in the sanctuary, and it makes me so happy that they can have things like this worked on at a young age so they don't have to bring all the invalidation about not feeling worthy into an adult body, like some of the rest of us have, because we didn't have these tools when we were younger. So I'm thinking about the kids too while I'm working on everybody. All right, I'm going to fill everyone in with a big gold sun. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. I'm not sure why, but I've been having flare-ups of sciatic pain that go from left hip to my foot, making it difficult to walk, bend, or squat. Can I get a healing on this, please? Left hip. Okay. I've got another request for a hip healing, so I'm going to do them both in a row. On the, let's see, what is that? On the back side of, well, where your sciatic nerve comes up, there seems to be almost like a little pull or a tear there. Yeah, I mean, that's what it seems like to me, is that there might be a little tear. So I'm grounding it. I'm also cleaning out the sciatic nerve. Okay, now let me fill it in with some gold. Okay, I filled that all in with some gold. And the place where I see it looks like it's torn, it still looks torn. And it still looks a little red. I'm going to put a grounding cord on there and just leave it there for the rest of the night, and in hopes that it will just continue to drain. So for the person who requested this, keep bringing gold suns into your hip, into that sciatic nerve, and let that gold go all the way down the nerve, down into the leg. Okay. Thank you for the request. And let me go look at my other hip question. I'm just back from a wonderful trip to France. I walked a lot up and down medieval cobblestone streets. I used a cane and a walking stick. I currently have sciatica pain on top of hip pain. Can you give it a healing to my left hip and surrounding areas to get me back on track to healing and walking normal? Okay. So another left hip. Well, there's a lot more going on with this hip. I happen to know that there was surgery on this hip recently, and there's a lot more going on. I'm grounding it. To me, to the person who requested this, it looks like tension upon tension. It's like multiple layers of tension. So I'm working on those layers of tension. It's kind of like your body is locked up. I'm working on it, but there's a little element of it being locked up. Okay. I got the top layer of tension cleared. Okay, that's starting to break up now. And we're getting some really nice turquoise blue energy into that hip, like a clear turquoise blue. Okay, that's good. I'm going to fill that in with some gold. All right. I hope that helps, and thank you for the request. I think that's gonna help actually. Okay, let me move on now. Oh, um, I got a question from somebody. Yes, I did. To the person asking if I got your question out, yes, I used it as the first question, and I gave everybody a healing on receiving. That was a great request, so I want to thank you for that. Let me see. I think I may. Let me just double check that I got everybody. I think I got everyone tonight. Everybody that requested. Let me check my phone. Okay. Well, let me just take a look at you, and I want to give everybody a healing before I go. I want to give everybody an abundance healing. I think that's a good idea. So what I see when I go to look at everybody's abundance levels is that you all have the potential of having really high abundance. And then what happens is that people that you know, friends, family, it could be people very close to you, come in to that abundance vibration and go, no, you can't have that. That's a little too high. And it's based on them not being able to create that level of abundance for themselves, maybe being invalidated about their own abundance, and then wanting to try to control your abundance. So the first thing I'm going to do is clear a lot of oh, okay. I just saw that from Matt. Don't worry, Matt, I'm going to get to you. I almost missed it, but I'm going to get to you. Okay. Um, so the first thing I'm doing is clearing people who are in judgment of what you can have, judgment of your havingness out of that space. Then the next energy I see is, and it's kind of based on the same thing, sort of. It's where you feel like you have to heal people in order to have the things that you want, in order to be abundant. Now, that's to me, that's based on a fear of getting whacked by somebody if you create more than they can have and they look at you and judge you and come after you energetically and try to whack you. That's how that whole having to heal in order to be able to have something for yourself comes from. So let me clear that out. Well, this is good. This all I'm doing is clearing people out that would love for you to not create more than what they feel they can create for themselves. So it's just clearing a lot of people out of this space. And there's people that will support you. It's not, I don't mean to be gloom and doom and that everybody is against you, because you're going to have people who are in agreement with you having your havingness and your abundance. I just happen to be looking for people who are not in agreement with it for this particular healing. Good. That opened that space up. Now there's space, there's sparkles, there's abundance. So let me fill that in with a big gold sun for you. Okay, cool. All right. Now I did miss one. Actually, I have two more. Okay. My body seems to be in a lot of pain from higher energies working their way through. I feel like spirits having fun using me like a pinball machine. And and I'm just tired and would like a better compass as to what it wants. Okay. Well, first off, you're very accurate. Your body is going through a change. What's happening is that in order for your body to raise its energy, it's having to kick some beings out because the beings are going to only be able to stay there when it's at a lower vibration. So, what I see is that in your spiritual journey, you're at a point where you're starting to kick beings out of your space. That's a good thing. It might not feel so good sometimes. It's what we call a growth period where you're growing and changing and your energy is shifting. So it's a growth period, but it's a very positive thing. I'm going to see if I can help you ground some of that pain that you're going through. You could look at it this way. You made a lot of agreements with a lot of beings in past lives. And now is the lifetime where you decided that you're going to work on it. So you are in the process of ending a lot of agreements right now. And as those beings get given their walking papers, it can be uncomfortable as they pull their energy out of you or as they try to cling on and stay in. So let me see if I can help you move some of this out. Okay, got the beings out. Now, what I'm working on is a thick yellowish white energy that is throughout your body. It's what I'm going to call being residue. It's like we have a word for it. It's transmedium energy, but another way to say it is being residue, like the residue of the entities that were in your space. So this whole growth period that you're going through is really a positive thing. You're raising the vibration of your physical body, which is helping your spiritual body be able to bring more of its energy into your physical body. That means you're going to have more of your own information in your body. That makes it accessible. Okay, that's starting to look a lot better. Let me fill you in with a big gold sun. And now you have a little elbow room. All right. There you go. Good request. Thank you for that. All right. I have one last request down here. My asthmatic lungs are working hard, and now I have sinusitis. I'm on 10-day antibiotics. Okay. Working on your sinuses, grounding your lungs. I have to say, I feel for you. It looks miserable. I hate to say that, but I can tell, you've got an infection in your lungs. Is that what you were saying? Oh, you're asthmatic. It looks like there's an infection in there. And yeah, and I can see the infection in your sinuses. Good. There's some very dark energy, dark as well as a lighter gray coming out of your sinuses. There's a whole lot going on in there. And the good news is it's starting to break up. Good. Now let me see if I can get some of that moving in your lungs. Good. Now you're releasing some very thick white energy from your lungs, and that's starting to open up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fill you in with some gold energy. That's everything's starting to break up and loosen up, and that's what we want. And I'm going to put you in the sanctuary for the night too. Um, okay. I just filled you in. And like I said, I'm going to keep you in the sanctuary for the night. And I truly hope that helps. And thank you for the request. I've gone through everything now from both sources. So I believe that's a wrap. Let me go ahead and close out the session. May it be with the blessing of divinity that this healing for everyone seek and you will find in the sanctuary tonight be complete. Amen. All right. Well, I sent Christy the stuff today for November, and I can tell you the first event in November, hang on a sec, let me just go to my calendar, is going to be November 7th. It's a Friday night, and that's our Friday meditation. And our Friday meditation is going to be on the center of the head. Very important tool, learning where the center of the head is and cleaning it out. So that's our meditation. So that'll be the next time I see you. Thank you very much for joining me tonight and for your questions. I really enjoyed all of them. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening tonight. And I look forward to seeing you on Friday the 7th for our meditation. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thanks again. Bye-bye.